Hey, shalom, shalom. Yeah, how about Shem Yahushua Baraka? Thumb. All praise to the Most High, man. We back on another Thursday. I do got the brother coming in a little bit later. We're going to give him a couple of minutes to get set up. But hey, all praises, man. It's good to see y'all again, right? Hey, today's video is going to be titled Identifying Esau, right? And of course, we on the Torah portion installment. So we will be getting into the Torah portion as well, but we identifying Esau, man. We got to understand who Esau is in these last days. It's too many prophecies that pertain to him, and so it's very important that we as a people know who he is and how to identify him, right? So we're going to get right into it, man. Of course, I want to start with my shout outs. Joanne Gilchrist, as always. Shalom, shalom. I pray you're doing good, sis. All praises. Debbie Diane, Casa de Zebulon. Hey, shalom, sis. All praise to the Most High. Anointed House of Saints, that's us. Carla Taylor, shalom, sis. Shalom. All praises. Right? Officer Benyamin, shalom. Right? Captain Yahawada, Officer Kadar Aharon. Right? Hey, look, man, you know, I'm gonna tell y'all, man. Hey, look, Most High been good this week. Most High is good every week. Most High is good every week. Don Israel, shalom, shalom. What's going on? Most High is good every week, but especially this week, the Most High has been good because He allowed us to get this far in the week, man. Right? This is where we at currently. We are in the book of Genesis. We've been dealing with our Torah portions every week. We've been reading through Genesis. And now we find ourselves in chapter 24 and 25. And I titled this class Identifying Esau. So if anybody got any precepts they want to bring out, if you want me to drop a link so you can pop in real quick and bring some precepts out for the people, we'll do that. But yeah, that's what we're going to do, man. All praises. So I actually want to start off. We'll get into the Torah portion when Boaz get here. I want to start off with something that I was meditating on with the family a couple of minutes ago. Hey, shalom, Captain Judah, shalom. Something I was meditating with the family on earlier today, right? And that's seek ye the Lord, right? I want to ask y'all a question. How do y'all seek the Lord? How do y'all seek the Most High? What are you doing when you find the Most High? Like, what is your practice? What is your template for getting in tune with the Spirit and just seeking the Most High, man? What is your template? What is your practice? So I'm going to tell you what mine is, right? I'm going to get Joshua chapter 1 and verse 8. And this is a classic precept, but this is something that I naturally do. I don't have to like focus on it or nothing like that. Like it just actually just happens. Like if I hear a really good precept or if something happened, hey, I'm going to get you a link, Benjamin. Hey, that's right. Fast, pray, and read. Right? That's some good stuff too. Right? So, yes, what do you do to get in tune with the Spirit? So let me get this Joshua 1 and 8 real quick. This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success. Let me get another one. Sirach chapter 6 and verse 7. Real fat. Hey, shalom, Captain Shaquat in the building. Right? Sirach 6 and 37. Let me get that one. Let thy mind be upon the ordinances of Yahweh, and meditate continually in his commandments. He shall establish thine heart and give thee wisdom at thine own desire. And matter of fact, that brings me to another precept. I'm just going to keep rolling. That's Proverbs 4 and 23. Because it said, he shall establish thine heart, right? Watch this. Proverbs 4 and 23. Keep thy heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. So I'm still interested to see what y'all say. They got some answers rolling in. But the reason that works for me is because we all have a default mode of operation. Me and Judah be talking about this sometimes. We all have a way that we are as a person, right? Me, I'm a pretty laid back type of person for the most part. I am passionate when it comes to the scriptures, and I am passionate when it comes to certain things. But for the most part, I'm pretty laid back. But as it pertains to like if somebody doing something to get under my skin or that will vex my spirit, a lot of the times I can let it roll off for the most part, right? Because I just have a habit of like replaying scriptures in my head all the time. I was just telling my family this. If I come home and they bring up a scripture, I'll be thinking about it like I can't even control it. Like I'll just be thinking about it all day. And so the reason that's so good is because when something happened, it bring it back to your mind. Like, yeah, the Most High just told me about this. You know what I'm saying? That's the beautiful thing about meditating and allowing those things to just bounce and reverberate through your head, man. So that's my way of seeking the Lord. Let's see what he said. Captain Howard said, fast, pray, and read. Let me get 1 Thessalonians, right? 1 Thessalonians 5 and 8. Just to harp on this praying. As a camp, we real heavy on praying. We got the prayer call tomorrow night. Most High willing, most High willing, most High willing. Everybody can be present. I've missed a couple of them myself, just with a lot of various things going on. And it always seems to be on a Friday, but most High willing, we can all be present, right? But prayer is more powerful than you believe, right? They have studies that show that your brain changes shape to operate more effectively with tasks that you do over and over. So for instance, if I play basketball, I get what they call muscle memory, right? My first time shooting a free throw, I might miss it. But after I shot 10,000 free throws, 20, 30,000 free throws, I know how to do it and I don't have to concentrate. It's muscle memory. Well, your body does the same thing when it comes to prayer and slipping in and out of the spirit, right? If you make a practice of doing that all the time and being in the spirit all the time and being able to just hit that switch and be in the spirit, bro, you'll be surprised how fast you'll be able to do that. And there's research behind that because y'all know about the Shaolin monks, right? Up in China, you got the Shaolin monks, and these guys meditate all the time. They easily slip into meditation because they do it all the time, right? So that's just a proof that you can get muscle memory in the spiritual things. Now we know they off. We know they don't know the Most High. Most High not dealing with them, right? But we just saying that in response to the fact that we can learn spiritual practices and learn muscle memory. Now, let me get that 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse 17. It says, pray without ceasing. So not only are we supposed to be praying, reading, and fasting, let me get you another verse, right? On reading, Isaiah 34:16. Isaiah 34:16. Adawan Kanal used to call this one at camp all the time, right? Seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read. Not one of these shall fail, none shall want her mate, for my mouth have commanded, and his spirit it have gathered them. Right? So that's praying, that's reading. Let's get one for fasting. Right? Let me go to Matthew. Let me see if I can shoot off the hip with the Matthew one. Matthew chapter 5. I'm gonna shoot off the hip with the Matthew one. It ain't gonna be chapter 5. Hold on, let me see. See? That's why I like running these. Just start running precepts. You know what I'm saying? Okay, Khan. Yeah, let's get let's get that Joel 1 and 14. Joel 1 and 14. Right? just to show y'all that these three things definitely go together, man. And these are definitely ways to access the Spirit. This is the book of Joel, chapter 1 and verse 14. Sanctify ye a fast, call a solemn assembly, gather the elders and all the inhabitants of the land into the house of the Lord your God, and cry unto the Most High. So not only are we praying, fasting, and reading, but we crying unto the Most High, man. We asking him to remember the forefathers and remember the covenant, right? Shalom, be like ants. Shalom, Kadash, and Zebulon, Ban Yasha Allah. All right. So look, hey, I'm not gonna hold it up too much longer. Captain Yahweh actually said, repent. That's another one, right? And I got a brother jumping in the background real quick, so I'm gonna get him set up here in a second, as soon as he's ready. But Captain Yahweh said, repent. So let's get a couple of scriptures for repent right quick, right? Ezekiel chapter 18. Right. Matter of fact, let me come back to Ezekiel because I bet you I'm calling that wrong. Nope, this is right. Ezekiel chapter 18 and verse, I'm going to start at 5. But if a man be just and do that which is lawful and right, and have not eaten upon the mountains, neither have lifted up his eyes to the idols of the house of Israel, neither have defiled his neighbor's wife, neither have come near to a menstruous woman, and have not oppressed any, but has restored to the debtor his pledge, have spoiled none by violence, have given his bread to the hungry, have recovered the naked with the garment, he that have not given forth upon usury. Notice is naming off a bunch of laws, right? Because when you repent, you're coming back to the law, statutes, and commandments. So that's the idea behind it. Hey, Shalom, what's going on, King?
Hey, Shalom. Shalom,
oh, pray. Good to see you.
Back on stage, man. This is the first time for the ESAU New Year.
Hey, that's right. That's right.
Nah, all praise to the Most High.
Hey, we're gonna burn them down today with some precepts too.
Let's do it.
Right. But look, this listing here in Ezekiel chapter 18, Shalom Mariah, Shalom. This listing here in Ezekiel chapter 18 is going through all the laws. So it's saying, yo, if a man does these laws, then the Most High, watch what it says, neither have taken any increase, that have withdrawn his hand from iniquity. If you withdraw your hand from iniquity, that's the definition of repentance. Have executed true judgment between man and man, have walked in my statutes and have kept my judgments to deal truly. He is just, he shall surely live, saith the Lord. So the Most High will let those live who repent, right? So that's an excellent answer. All praise to the Most High. Let's get this one. Daniel chapter 9 and verse 3.
It's the book of Daniel, chapter 9. You say 1:3?
Yep.
It's the book of Daniel, chapter 9, verse 3. And I set my face unto Yahweh power to seek by prayer and supplications with fasting and sackcloth and ashes.
Come on.
And I pray unto Yahweh my power and made my confession and said, O Yahweh, the great and dreadful God, keeping the covenant and mercy to them that love him and to them that keep his commandments.
Come on. Next verse. That's the point.
Verse 5, we have sinned and have committed iniquity and have done wickedly and have rebelled, even by departing from thy precepts and from thy judgments.
You see that? So he gives you a definition of sin. We've committed iniquity by departing from your precepts. And then before that, he said, I'm confessing. So he's telling you what it is to confess according to the scriptures. And before that, he was talking about praying, fasting, and seeking the Lord with supplications. So this is the excellent precept to wrap everything up.
Hey God, well, let me just get a little precept. Just because I heard that rebel part, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna get the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 15. verse 22.
Hey, Shalom, Shalom.
Shalom,
Hey,
shalom,
shalom, shalom. Good to see you.
Khan.
Shalom.
All right.
Yeah,
Call that one more time. 1 Samuel 15.
Khan, verse 22.
Khan, I got you right here. It's the book of 1 Samuel 15 and 22.
And you can read down
And
to 22.
Samuel said, have Yahweh as great delight in burnt offerings and sacrifices as in obeying the voice of Yahweh? Behold, to obey is better than sacrifice, and to hearken than the fat of rams.
Right. So right now Samuel is basically showing Saul in this account that what the Most High requires, right, is not rams and sacrifices, right?
Khan.
He needs you to listen.
That's right.
Right. So reading the scriptures, reading the words of the Most High, and listening to His words. These are the things in which He requires of you. You understand? So,
Right.
I mean, yeah, we as men, we fall, right? But it's about getting back up. That muscle memory that Adam was talking about.
That's right.
Right? You're not gonna hit those Curry threes on the first try.
Right.
Right? Steph Curry, he shoot them threes through practice.
That's right.
That man been practicing these things. You
Right.
understand? What's that famous line that Drake used to have?
Yeah.
You
I
wasn't
can't
with
tell
me
this
shooting
shit.
in the
Right.
gym, right?
Oh yeah.
Right?
Look,
And
he
he's
had
talking
a
about
song
Kobe.
called Practice too. Yeah, straight up.
Yeah, so he's talking about Kobe would be in the gym. He practicing late nights. If he sees somebody in the gym, Kobe said it himself. If he sees somebody practicing, he can stay practicing an hour after they go.
Yeah.
Just as mental. It's that mentality, right?
Yeah, straight up.
Right? To always want to do good, be great. This is what the Most High requires of us. Because in the book of Sirach, what's it, 43? I want to say 43 and 30, where it says you can never go far enough.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
But this is exactly the point. You can never go far enough when it comes to serving Him, right? So the things that in which He requires of us, we can never go far enough. So, like I don't want Yahweh said, prayer, fasting, reading, we can never go far enough. We think that 5 chapters a day is enough. No, we can never go far enough. You need to be reading a book, probably. You need to be reading the whole chapter, the whole book that you're in. So
Yeah,
book
right.
of Daniel, book of Samuel, whatever. Right? You can never go far enough. But let me get that. Let me get 23. And I'm gonna talk about that rebellion now.
God. For rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft, and stubbornness is as iniquity and idolatry.
Mm-hmm.
Because thou hast rejected the word of Yahweh, He has also rejected thee from being king.
So now I'm gonna draw this. I'm gonna draw the similitude, right? He has rejected. So because you rebelled against the Most High, He's rejected you from being king. Because of your stubbornness, He has rejected you from being king. Right? Now let's look at the mindset, right? The Most High said in Deuteronomy 7, verse 6, we are the greatest nation on the face of the earth, right? But because we don't listen to Him, we are the lowest now. So in that rebellion, He's rejected us from being kings over all these people that He's given us.
That's right.
So now you see now with that rebellion is a thing that we fight constantly, day in and day out. The rebellion is the flesh. The stubbornness is the flesh. It's that muscle memory that you trained yourself on. I don't feel like fasting. I don't feel like praying. I don't feel like reading. Right? And listen, I ain't perfect. I talking about me too.
That's right.
I'll be the first one to raise my hand. You know what I'm saying? You never could go far enough. Right? So these, I don't want to bring it up right now. This is an important point. So I need you guys to listen, right? Because all praise to the Most High. The Spirit brought me on this class. Because like I said, I haven't been on classes like since January came. You know what I mean? So like, I have to get back into that mode of practice. Me being on classes all the time, I need to go back into that mode of practice, right? We have to practice the things that we do, because that's how we gain perfection, right?
Hey, that's
practice. God,
that's
I'm gonna yield you. I want you got it.
Hey, look, and that's a heavy point, and this is all gonna. He don't even know that what he just said is gonna point right into the Torah portion, because rebellion is exactly what Esau did. But before we get into that, I do want to hit these precepts because the brothers got some mighty precepts in here. We can't let them slide. No precept left behind, right? Let me get Baruch chapter 4 and verse 1. And then brother get First Maccabees 3 and 42.
Oh, well.
All right, got First Maccabees.
Hey, Shalom, Adawan, Yakum Yah, Shalom, and DTA Swan. Hey, DTA, we got to get you on one of these classes out.
I already got Maccabees, bro. I got Maccabees by him.
Oh, you got Maccabees? I
was holding it when I seen it. Yeah.
Hey, look, I'm telling y'all right now, when we get DTA on the class, Esau is finished.
Get over with.
Esau is done.
Get over with, for real.
Right? All right.
You know that brother with his energy? That over with.
All right.
All right, you want Baruch first, right?
Yeah, let's get that Baruch first.
All right, this is the book of Baruch, chapter 4, verse 1. This is the book of the commandments of Yahweh, and the law that endureth forever. All they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die.
Come on.
Turn thee, O Jacob, and take hold of it. Walk in the presence of the light thereof, that thou mayest be illuminated.
Now that first two words in that verse, turn thee, that right there is the definition of repentance. Turn thee, O Jacob, and take hold of it, and walk in the presence of the light thereof. Come on.
Okay.
Verse 3.
Oh, Salakia. Verse 3. Give not thine honor to another, nor the things that are profitable unto thee to a strange nation.
Hey, is this not what Esau did, man?
That's exactly what he did.
So if you remember, we've been going through the Torah, and if you reading it on a narrative level, you see that the Bible is trying to teach you, you're supposed to be like Abraham. You're supposed to be like Isaac. You're supposed to be like Jacob. And then later on, you're supposed to be like Christ, right? You're supposed to be like Joshua. You're supposed to be like Moses. Well, you don't want to be like Esau. This is the definition of the person you don't want to be like. But you know, we do it every day, man. It's like the brother says, sometimes the spirit come to you and it'd be like, yo, pray. But you got your hands tied up, you're doing something else. You're like, I'll pray in a couple minutes. And then you mess around and forget, man. Don't be like Esau, who gave up his spiritual birthright, which it was never his, but for the sake of the argument, he gave up his spiritual heritage for the flesh. Right? So we got to give up the flesh for the spiritual heritage, man.
That's a great point, Ador. That's a great point. He gave up his inheritance to live in the flesh. That's what Esau did, for real. And Jacob was after spiritual inheritance.
That's right.
That's crazy.
That's right. All
Crazy.
right, let's get that First Maccabees 3 and 42.
This is the book of First Maccabees, chapter 3, verse 42. Now, when Judas and his brethren saw that miseries were multiplied, and that the forces did encamp themselves in their borders, for they knew how the king had given commandment to destroy the people and utterly abolish them. They said one to another, let us restore the decayed estate of our people, and let us fight for our people and the sanctuary. Then was the congregation gathered together, that they might be ready for battle, and that they might pray and ask mercy and compassion.
Come on.
Now Jerusalem lay void as a wilderness. There was none of her children that went in or out. The sanctuary also was trodden down, and aliens kept the stronghold. The heathen had their habitation in that place, and joy was taken from Jacob, and the pipe with the harp ceased. Wherefore the Israelites assembled themselves together and came to Maspah over against Jerusalem, for in Maspah was the place where they prayed aforetime in Israel. Then they fasted that day and put on sackcloth and cast ashes upon their heads and rent their clothes and laid open the book of the law wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images.
Hey, and we can get into breaking that down and understanding what that means that the heathen sought to paint the likeness of their images. We know y'all know that. We're going to give you some additional insight on that today because we're talking about identifying Esau. But specifically for the idea that our people was repentant in spirit and they turned and prayed and fasted towards the Most High and they came together as a nation and did that. That's a powerful thing, man. Mm-hmm. Right? This is something that we can't fathom today. We can't fathom all of our people coming together to do nothing today. But back then, it was the way we moved. Like, yo, we got, you know where we got to go. We got to go to Mospot. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody knew, everybody showed up, and they was ready to pray and get that work in, man. That's right. So we got to have that spirit today to turn back to the Lord, and maybe he'll have favor on us and eventually overthrow the heathen that's in our land.
That's right.
So, all right. So, hey, that's right. I don't want y'all said it's a slap in the face what Esau did. And we're going to read it. We're going to read it. This is why the Most High hated Esau so much, right? So, first of all, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah. Once again, we're going to get into this reading. Now, I want to start with Romans chapter 9 because it's not by chance and it's not because Jacob was sneaky that the heritage went to Jacob. It's because the Most High chose Jacob before they was born.
You want to start there?
Go ahead.
You want to start?
Boaz like, man, you done let the cat out the bag, man.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's cool, you know.
Yeah,
I'm not.
You know? We ain't got to start there. We can come back to it. But I was going to hit that.
This brother trying to slow cook real quick.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, so as the story goes, the story will go. Some people would say Jacob was a trickster.
Right.
And he tricked Esau out of the heritage. But when we read the chapter, you're going to see yourself. Like, correct. He didn't, like what he said to him, he gave him choice.
That's right.
Like, follow along with us as we read. I hope y'all got y'all's Bibles. Like I don't want to not be telling y'all, you know what I'm saying? Make sure you got a pen. Make sure you got a notebook so you can take notes. You know what I'm saying? So y'all can write this information down and don't just like write down the precepts. Write down some of the information that we're going to be bringing out as well. You know, that way, when you're talking about it to somebody else who may not be familiar with the account or who might say, oh, Jacob is a trickster, you can go to it and you could be able to break it down to them thoroughly so that way they're able to understand better for real. But right now we're having some technical difficulties. Adawan, he's coming back in. Let me give him a hot second. There we go.
Hey, Khan, Salakia. I'm gonna just keep my video off.
You good? You right on time. We starting in 24, or you just want to jump to 25?
Nah, we're gonna get into 24. We're gonna hit 24 first.
Okay, Khan. Yeah, because it's gonna be
24 is a lot of reading, so let's break it up. Let's do hold on. I got like 3 Bibles open over here.
Nah, I
don't want to miss none of my notes. All right, so let's hit the first 9 verses.
The first 9?
Yeah.
Khan, it's the book of Genesis, chapter 24 and verse 1. And Abraham was old and well stricken in age, and the Lord had blessed Abraham in all things. And Abraham said unto his eldest servant of his house that ruled over all that he had, put, I pray thee, thy hand under my thigh, and I will make thee swear by the Lord, the God of heaven and the God of the earth, that thou shalt not take a wife unto my son of the daughters of the Canaanites, among whom I dwell, but thou shalt go unto my country and to my kindred, and take a wife unto my son Isaac. And the servant said unto him, peradventure the woman will not be willing to follow me unto this land. Must I needs bring thy son
Hey, mute that real quick if you don't mind.
Khan.
Hey, Shalom, Larry Walker, Shalom.
Hey, shalom, shalom.
Slakia.
Verse 5.
Verse 4.
Verse 5, yeah.
Verse 5?
Yep.
Okay. And the servant said unto him, peradventure the woman will not be willing to follow me unto this land. Must I needs bring thy son again unto the land from whence thou camest? And Abraham said unto him, beware thou that thou bring not my son thither again. The Lord God of heaven, which took me from my father's house and from the land of my kindred, and which spake unto me, and that swear unto me, saying, unto thy seed will I give this land. He shall send his angel before thee, and thou shalt take a wife unto my son from thence. And if the woman will not be willing to follow thee, then thou shalt be clear from this my oath. Only bring not my son thither again. And the servant put his hand under the thigh of Abraham, his master, and swear to him concerning that matter.
Okay, so when we read that he put his hand under the thigh, this ain't nothing funny, right? Because we know that we read earlier in the Torah that Noah cursed his grandson because of something that, something that wasn't right, dealing with the nakedness of Noah, right? We'll just leave it like that instead of reteaching it. So we know that our ancestors were very sensitive to the subject of inappropriate contact and seeing somebody's nakedness. This was a symbol used in ancient Eastern culture just to show the seriousness of an oath that was being made, right? Mm-hmm. So it was just like, basically how we be like, put your hand on the Bible. You know how we say that? Like that, where did that come from, right? But we say that is kind of the same idea. All right, so don't nobody get funny with it. So now Abraham has made this promise, or the Most High made this promise to Abraham that he's gonna have this land. And Abraham is like, take my son, find him a wife, but make sure there ain't no Canaanites. So that right there goes ahead and cuts the ideology that not marrying the other nations only started when we got the law, statutes, and commandments from Moses.
Right.
Right, because we see here that Abraham forbid his children to be with the Canaanites already. Mm-hmm. All right, let's
go. Just could I add on one thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
Today I actually was scrolling through social media, and they were talking about something similar in this topic of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And basically, one guy, he was saying, well, you do know Israelites are Canaanites, right? Like, what you talking about, bro? Right here, it just shows us right here in Genesis 24, right? Verse 3, that Abraham said not to take bring a wife of the Canaanites for my son to wife. Mm-hmm. Right? And even though we know where the lineage comes from, right? Abraham himself was not a Canaanite. So why would you even put that on him? And that right there is something our people do just to try to make themselves sound smart, but they be missing the mark heavily. So don't get caught up with people who say ignorant stuff like that. All right.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
You know what they call that?
What?
Cognitive dissonance?
Nah. When people be like, they get knowledge and information from somebody just saying something and they ain't studied themselves, they call it ninja doctrine. For real.
I never heard of that.
Yeah, I was watching, I forgot who I was watching, but it had to do with something with some stuff, and I think they was talking about Ice Cube and some other people and stuff like that, and somebody was talking about there was somebody who was dropping some information that they heard from somebody else, and they was like, they wasn't able to bring out anything as far as like any facts or any sources to their information because they just heard somebody say it, and they was like, that's that ninja doctrine.
They read from the Forbidden Scrolls.
Yeah.
It's chocolate it up.
Yeah. All right, let's keep going.
Okay. Verse 10.
Yeah, but I'm gonna get verse 10. Start at verse 10.
Okay, verse 10. And the servant took 10 camels of the camels of his master and departed, for all the goods of his master were in his hand. And he arose and went to Mesopotamia unto the city of Nahor. And he made his camels to kneel down without the city by a well of water at the time of the evening, even the time that women go out to draw water. And he said, O Yahweh power of my master Abraham, I pray thee, send me good speed this day, and shew kindness unto my master Abraham.
Hey, hold up. So something we've been highlighting as we've been reading through this Torah, man, just keeping biblical integrity. Is this servant a man who the Most High is directly dealing with according to our knowledge? We don't even know this man's name. This man is not Abraham. This man is not Isaac. But he's praying directly to the Most High. Just something to think about, right? Come on.
Okay. Verse 13. Behold, I stand here by the well of water, and the daughters of the men of the city come out to draw water. And let it come to pass that the damsel to whom I shall say, let down thy pitcher, I pray thee, that I may drink. And she shall say, drink, and I will give thy camels, and I will give thy camels drink also. Let the same be she that thou hast appointed for the same. Let me read that again. I will give thy camels drink also. Let the same be she that thou hast appointed for thy servant Isaac. And thereby shall I know that thou hast shewed that has shewed kindness unto my master.
Hey, this is cold. So now the dude is praying. He like, yo, let this woman who come out and give me some water, let that be the woman that you set up for Isaac. Now, what's so heavy about this, and the reason I wanted to harp on this guy is not anybody who we can recognize as being in the covenant with the Most High. The reason he can speak to the Most High directly is because he's under Abraham, right? He's directly under the authority and leadership of Abraham.
Right.
Just as in the last days, right? We can read prophecies in the last days after Hamashiach Yahushua come back, every knee shall bow, and those that be left of the other nations will serve the children of Israel. Right? That's going to be the only way they have a connection to the Most High, is by serving the children of Israel, because the children of Israel will then be the kings and the priests on the earth. So these are all things that are foreshadowed in the Torah before we even get to the prophecies. I just wanted to point that out.
And also, you see right here though in 14, right? The servant is basically saying play by play how the scene should go out, right?
That's right.
Because now the covenant that Abraham has, and Abraham is called the friend of the Most High, is literally his servant is now speaking to his master's power. Hey, I'm doing this in Abraham's stead, and if you're dealing with Abraham, I'm gonna ask of you to let it play out like this so that I can see.
That's right.
Because you can look at it spiritually, he may not even be able to discern what Abraham probably could discern. So he needed a clear picture. So let this woman come out. I'm gonna tell her I thirsty. Let her fetch me some water. But then she shows how good natured she is. She will also fetch for my camels. And then he basically was calling the play. Let it happen like this so I could see it and perform.
Right. And the Most High honored this prayer because it was going to benefit Abraham and Isaac.
Boom.
That's another thing people got to think about, because sometimes, Christian brothers and sisters might be like, see, y'all always say that the Lord don't this, that, and the third. It's like, listen, this guy is working for Abraham. You know what I mean? And he is doing Abraham's bidding and making sure that his son gets what he needs. Like the Most High needed to do this to make sure that the seed of Abraham was preserved. So, yes, of course, he answered this prayer. But nowhere does this passage say that man is in the covenant. Right? Nope. We're gonna keep on. That's a beautiful point. That's a beautiful point. Let's keep going.
Okay. Verse 15. And it came to pass, before he had done speaking, that behold, Rebekah came out, who was born to Bethuel, the son of Milcah, the wife of Nahor, Abraham's brother, with her pitcher upon her shoulder.
So this is Abraham's kindred. Come on.
Okay, verse 16. And the damsel was very fair to look upon, a virgin, neither had any man known her, and she went down to the well and filled her pitcher and came up.
Now, let's stop. Let's look at that word virgin in that verse. Let's get Genesis 24 and verse 16 real quick. In the interlinear, I'm going to pull this up. 24, 16. Right? Boom, boom, boom. So, like, if my computer was up to speed, man, I'll pull it up on the screen for y'all. Okay, but as we see here, it says, now the woman was beautiful and a virgin, and the word virgin there is H1331. Somebody put that in the chat for us. And it means a virgin as in never had sex, right? So there's two words in the Hebrew that sometimes are translated as virgin. You have Bethula, which is the word we're looking at now, and then you have Alma. And Alma is the word for a young woman of marriageable age, but it's not exclusive to a woman who has not had sex. But the term we're looking at now is exclusive to a woman who has not had sex. And the verse goes on to say, a virgin that no man had known her. And when you look at the Hebrew, it doesn't say it exactly how it does in the English. In the English, it read it one more time in the English.
Okay. And the damsel was very fair to look upon, a virgin, neither had any man known her.
Now, notice how it says neither. In the Hebrew, the word neither is not there. That's a translational thing. That almost makes it seem like the word virgin and no man had sex with her was two different statements. But when you read it in, when you read it in the Hebrew, it's one coherent statement.
Slacky, I don't want. I could pull it up right now if you want.
Yeah, please. Thank you.
I got you.
Yeah, because in Hebrew, it's one coherent statement, and I'll show you how you can tell. But when you look at that Vav conjunction, that conjunction right before the word man, you'll see what we're talking about. Okay, so here it is. So it says, now the young woman was beautiful to behold, very beautiful to behold. And then it says, a virgin and a man had not known her. That's the direct translation. So this is an excellent verse to go to. Y'all need to mark this down. This is an excellent verse to go to show you the proper definition of what the word Bethula is, H1330. Because that's going to give you the full breakdown of what a virgin is. And every time you see that word in the Hebrew, it's always talking about a woman who has not had sex with a man. All right, so we ain't got to stay on that too long. That's beautiful. I appreciate you bringing that up.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep going.
Verse 17. And the servant ran to meet her and said, let me, I pray thee, drink a little water of thy pitcher. And she said, drink, my lord. And she hastened and let down her pitcher upon her hand, and gave him drink. And when she had done giving him drink, she said, I will draw water for thy camels also, until they have done drinking. And she hasted and emptied her pitcher into the trough, and ran again into the well to draw water, and drew for all his camels. And the man, wondering at her, held his peace, to wit whether Yahweh had made his journey prosperous or not.
So everything he prayed for, he's watching it unfold. And now he's saying, dang, bro, like, okay, cool. The Most High might have blessed this trip. Like, this might not be in vain. Now, I think it's interesting how they telling this story, because think about it. If Isaac wants a wife, he's not going to want a wife that's like, yo, why you asking for water? You get your own water. Like, you know what I'm saying? He like, yo, if she come out, she got a pleasant spirit, and she give me some water to drink, then let that be the one. You know what I mean? Like, and then she had a pleasant spirit with a complete stranger. So this is the story that's being told. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
you see what you just said just now? She had a pleasant spirit.
Yeah, that's right.
Pleasant. That's the key word right there. Pleasant.
It is.
He ain't gonna get no woman that was rah looking to fight all the time. You understand? Looking to backbite everything that Isaac would do. She was agreeable. You know what I mean? That's the term people say nowadays. She was agreeable, right? But Rebecca, right now in today's modern world, she would be called a pick-me.
You're right.
Should be called a who?
A pick-me.
Oh yeah. You know,
a girl who don't put up no fight for nothing.
Yeah.
She just want validation from men.
Right.
Right. Just through our actions. Go ahead.
When you get done.
You got it. Go ahead.
Nah, that's got a quick precept I want to bring out, because that just saying brought something to my attention.
I just throw an alley. Go ahead, dunk it.
This book is TORAH, chapter 36 and verse 23. It says, if there be kindness, meekness, and comfort in her tongue, then is not her husband like other men. I was talking to another to a brother who I work with about this, because he was telling me about a woman that he's with, that he's happy with, you know. And I'm like, you know, is the things that she's doing with you, do you think that you're going to be able to find that in somebody else out here? And he was like, no. And I was like, well, what you going to do, my friend? If you like her, you know, you want to be she wants to be married, you want to be married, but you're not worried about marriage, but you want to make her happy. Like, what you want to do? Because you can't say you're going to find somebody else like that.
Right.
And you wouldn't be like other men out here. Like Isaac wouldn't be like other men out here, especially in this day, because how she was with Abraham's servant.
Right.
Right now in this context, Isaac is him. That's him. Like you know what I'm saying? So like for Rebecca, she has to compliment him. You understand? Right. So she can't be like all these other broads out here. She got to be the caliber of woman that's above all these women out here. And so the meekness and the agreeableness that she had and she showed the servant made this man even think. He's like, what woman is this?
Right.
You understand? I mean, I have another precept to go with Officer Boaz brought up, right? This is the book of TORAH, chapter 25, verse 20. As the climbing up a sandy way is to the feet of the age, so is a woman full of words to a quiet man. Yo, that when I heard that, I think Officer Boaz brought this precept out to me one time, and I was like, yo, that is crazy.
That's cold.
Because listen, me being from the Bahamas, I know all about sign, right? But but the sign back home is so soft, right? And we
Uh-huh.
have some dunes, some hills or whatever, right? Sometimes you have to walk up a slope to get off the beach. And bro, after swimming in that water for say an hour, and then you gotta go back to your car and have to walk up that dune, bro, you might as well just call the ambulance for me at this point because my legs are done. It's over with. And but right there, when I heard that scripture, I say, yo, that instant click in my mind because
Mm-hmm.
that is the truth. It's unbearable. Your body's tired and you have to walk through the soft sand. Even to the point sometimes I was so tired that I had to go on my knees and my hands and boy, I look tired. Let me crawl a couple of steps. But the point of this precept is right. This is a contrast to that woman that's agreeable, that woman who wants to give her service, right? A woman that's what's it called? That's like basically like signed to the age fee, right? Because if an older person can't stand, most older people can't stand on their feet for long. They gotta sit down eventually, right? For you to give that much resistance, right? Because sand is basically a surface that has a lot of resistance with it, right?
That's right.
This scripture is bringing out a woman that's full of resistance, right? Resistance to moving in the direction that her head is leading her,
Right.
moving in accordance with the words that the Most High has said, right? Because the husband is telling her, okay, this in righteousness now, this is what we're doing, right? We are keeping Shabbat. We ain't eating no pork, shrimp, crab, lobster, nothing, none of that. We celebrating all the feasts. We doing the new moons. We praying. We fasting, and these are the ground rules. But a woman full of resistance, I ain't doing all that. Who you is to tell me,
Hey,
right?
that's right.
Man,
That's right. Hey, even when you read down, and hit verse 23, it goes right into what you're saying. A wicked woman abated the courage and maketh a heavy countenance and a wounded heart, because you've been fighting against that resistance so long. You see what I'm saying? And it just make you tired. Like you just be wore out from fighting that resistance. So that's a beautiful point. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's I like to think about it like this. I never read it. When I read these stories, I try to get story. And as I'm reading this right now, I'm looking at like Abraham is a king.
Right.
And he's sending his servant out. Go find the best wife you can find for my son. Hey, Shalom, Barzaya. Go find the best wife you can find for my son.
Right.
And that was the test. The test this brother decided to come up with for the king's son. The test he decided to come up with is she gonna be agreeable? It's just something.
Also, other one, you know what's crazy? Like in this world, right? Instead of someone going to search for a princess, they be trying to search for a prince for the princess.
Mm-hmm.
You ever notice that?
Mm-hmm.
The prince has to come find.
Right, he gotta be the knight in shining armor.
Gotta save him from something.
Gotta save the day. You know,
you know what I'm saying? Nah, but it's totally reversed here.
Nah, it is. It's always been reversed.
Yo,
you know what I'm saying? You if you're a king, even when we look at the story of Esther, because me and my family read the whole story of Esther. We're gonna get back into the story portion, but even me and my family read the story of Esther. It's commonplace for the king to have a search go out for the proper wife.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Not the other way around. Like the woman don't sit back and be like, who's the guy that pleases me the most? Like, man. This ain't the damn bachelorette, man. Right? So the Most High has always done it that way. And if you look at Israel and Judah are likened unto sisters. And we married to the Most High.
Right.
And the Most High the Most High came looking for us, man. We have to be up to par to be in that marriage ceremony with the Most High. Yo, we about to get into another lesson.
Hey, slack.
Yeah. We could keep going then.
Yeah, this is some good stuff. I'm just saying, we about to get to another lesson. Go, boy.
Nah. I want you to finish what you was just reading out of 1 and 23. The rest of that.
Verse 23. Hold up. Verse 23. A wicked woman abateth the courage, maketh a heavy countenance, and a wounded heart. A woman that will not comfort her husband in distress maketh weak hands and feeble knees.
Right? Weak hands and feeble knees, right?
Hey, shalom, sister.
Think about this. In the reverse side of it, this is going on into Sirach 26, because when you read the beginning, it says this: blessed is a man that have a virtuous wife, for the number of his days shall be double.
Right.
Like, so the opposite of doubling his days is weak hands and feeble knees.
That's right.
So this is one for the sisters. Yo, and how you are with your man, you can make him strong.
Right.
That's right.
You can give him strength, or you can make him weak.
You know, it's crazy, Slock.
Look
what you causing, boy. one of the worst things a wife can do for her head, right? A wife can do for her husband is to cut him down with her words, right? Because the person that is being your husband, the person that he is protecting, doesn't even have that respect for him to give him life by giving him words of encouragement, words of affirmation, to let him know that he's solidified in his position as your head, and your unwavering love for this person has no bounds, right? But then you tearing him down by you don't be bringing no precepts like them other brothers on AHOS. You know what I mean? Like, what's going on with you? Why you can't break down scriptures like that? You're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong. Like, come on, man. You're doing it wrong. You know, I don't even know now. Like, why am I with you? You know what I'm saying?
Hey, look, that's because they don't see, for whatever reason, they don't understand the concept of a head. The head drives the body, but if the head dies, you just killed yourself.
Right.
So as a family unit, you know what I'm saying? Israel, we got to be better.
Yeah. The hands feed the head.
Stop letting your man, husband come home and not want to go in the house. He's sitting in the car contemplating.
Hey,
come on. How you doing that? Don't come for people like that.
He in the car playing his R&B music, trying to call
He preparing for all the BS that he put to walk himself into.
Cause he like I just got done. I don't want to know. I just got done doing the 12, 13-hour shift today. My feet hurt. You know what I'm saying? And it was hard because I got people doing this. I'm listening to the people of the company do this. I'm talking to my boss doing this. I'm listening to his father in my ear do this. Then I got my coworkers, they doing this. And then there's other things that need to be done over here and stuff over there and all of this stuff. In my mind, it's like, it's everywhere. It's everywhere. You think I want to come into the crib and have to deal with my woman?
Right.
For all of that?
Last thing.
I have to handle her, as someone would say. Oh, I want you to handle me. What? What are you talking about? I've been handling my day. I gotta come in and handle you. What do you mean?
I have to fight the world outside. I gotta come home still fighting. That's the color purple, bro. All my life I had to fight.
Straight up.
Come on. But anyway, I want to take away from your lesson out of one. So,
Nah, that's good. That's good. We're gonna get back into it. We got a lot of reading, but that's an excellent point. Excellent point. All right, let's get back into it.
We are
What are we
22.
reading about? 22.
We are 22 now.
Go ahead, boys.
Oh, Khan. Verse 22. And it came to pass, as the camels had done drinking, that the man took a golden earring of half a shekel weight, and 2 bracelets of her hands of 10 shekels weight of gold, and said, Whose daughter art thou? Tell me, I pray thee, is there room in thy father's house for us to lodge in? And she said unto him, I am the daughter of Bethuel, the son of Milcah, which she bare unto Nahor. She said, moreover, unto him, we have both straw and provender enough.
Provender. Yeah, provender is just food for the cattle.
We both have straw and provender enough and room to lodge in. And the man bowed his head and worshiped the Lord. And he said, Blessed be the Lord God of my master Abraham, who have not left destitute my master of his mercy and his truth. I being in the way, the Lord led me to the house of my master's brethren. And the damsel ran and told them of her mother's house these things. And Rebekah had a brother, and his name was Laban. And Laban ran out unto the man, unto the well. And it came to pass, when he saw the earring and bracelets upon his sister's hands, and when he heard the words of Rebekah his sister, saying, Thus spake the man unto me, that he came unto the man, and behold, he stood by the camels at the well. And he said, Come in, thou blessed of the Lord, wherefore standest thou without? For I have prepared the house and room for the camels.
All right, come on.
And the man came into the house, and he ungirded his camels, and gave straw and provender for the camels, and water to wash his feet, and the men's feet that were with him. And there was set meat before him to eat. But he said, I will not eat until I have told mine errand. And he said, Speak on. And he said, I am Abraham's servant, and the Lord hath blessed my master greatly, and he is become great. And he hath given him flocks and herds, and silver and gold, and men servants and maid servants, and camels and asses. And Sarah.
Hold up. So right here, even though we see this man speaking directly and praying directly to the Most High leading him, the Most High moving him where he got to go, he acknowledges that the Most High blessed Abraham. And Abraham's his master. Right? We're going to continue to highlight that because y'all not getting away from that point.
Continue on.
Oh, okay, I thought Benjamin was about to say something. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was actually about to say something, but I thought you wanted to just keep hitting the point. No, but but I agree. I agree with that point wholeheartedly, because at 26, where it says, and the man bowed down his head and worshiped Yahweh.
Right.
And then 27 says, and he said, Blessed be Yahweh, power of my. Now, my is that possession, right?
Yeah.
He is not showing possession. He's not saying that Yahweh power is his. He is saying that Yahweh power is Abraham, his master's.
Right.
So praise be Yahweh power of my master Abraham. So Abraham is in possession of this power.
That's right.
So that
excellent point.
What's going on? Like, why are we confused at this point? Right? When we say that God is not everyone's God. Yahweh is not everyone's God. They have a whole fit. The covenant is for everybody. No, it's not. The Most High does not change. He set his covenant all the way back in Genesis 17 or 19.
Hey, 17 as well.
He said his covenant. So is his words infallible? Sorry, is his words fallible? Yeah, they're infallible. That means they cannot be contradicted.
Right.
You know what I mean? So right here is showing now in action that this servant who was not a part of Abraham, not Abraham's son, not even his cousin, right? Is showing homage to the fact that his master has a power that delivered all these things unto him.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just saying that's a great point you brought up, Adawar. Great point.
You got it, boys.
Verse 36. And Sarah, my master's wife, bare a son to my master when she was old, and unto him hath he given all that he hath. And my master made me swear, saying, Thou shalt not take a wife to my son of the daughters of the Canaanites, in whose land I dwell, but thou shalt go unto my father's house and to my kindred, and take a wife unto my son. And I said unto my master, peradventure the woman will not follow me. And he said unto me, the Lord before whom I walk will send his angel with thee and prosper thy way. And thou shalt take a wife for my son of my kindred and of my father's house. Then shalt thou be clear from this my oath when thou comest to my kindred. And if they give not thee one, thou shalt be clear from my oath. And I came this day unto the well and said, O Lord, Yahweh of my master Abraham, if now thou do prosper my way which I go, behold, I stand by the well of water, and it shall come to pass that when the virgin cometh forth to draw water, and I say to her, Give me, I pray thee, a little water of thy pitcher to drink. Slacky, you say something?
Nope.
Okay. And she say to me, Both drink thou, and I will also draw for thy camels. Let the same be the woman whom the Lord hath appointed out for my master's son. And before I had done speaking in mine heart, behold, Rebekah come forth with her pitcher on her shoulder, and she went down unto the well and drew water. And I said unto her, Let me drink, I pray thee. And she made haste and let down her pitcher from her shoulder and said, Drink, and I will give thy camels drink also. So I drank, and she made the camels drink also. And I asked her and said, Whose daughter art thou? And she said, The daughter of Bethuel, Nahor's son, whom Milcah bare unto him. And I put the earring upon her face and the bracelets upon her hands.
Salaki.
You notice the third time this has been reiterated?
Right.
The third time. It's showing, for me, I look at it, the first time was, this is the play. The second time was the execution. And now this time it's the replay.
It's the recap. Straight up.
You know what I'm saying? Like, just to show you how amazing the Most High is. You understand? Okay, you say it. I gotta get a precept. Sorry, I gotta get a precept for this one. You say it, you believe in it, and then you have it. Right? That sounds like a familiar precept to me. Mark 11, I think I want 22. Right? You can read down to 24.
24. Yeah. Khan, this is the book of Mark 11 and 22. And Yahushua answering saith unto him, Have faith in God, for verily I say unto you, that whosoever shall say to this mountain, Be thou removed, and be thou cast into the sea, and shall not doubt in his heart, but shall believe that those things which he has said shall come to pass, he shall have whatsoever he saith.
Right there. So it's literally Christ is doing this, saying the same thing that this servant did, right? Because he said this thing, right? he said it from his heart. It said that in the passage. In his heart, he said these things, right? That it needs to happen like this. And because of the favor that he carried from Abraham, right? The Most High honored what he was saying, right? Because he had that faith. He showed that faith. Now, it literally said in Mark 11, it says, "For verily I say unto you that whosoever shall say unto this mountain." So now you're building, like, that mountain is an obstacle, right? That mountain could also, in the scripture, the mountain could also be a government, a ruler, whatever. But in this context, I'm gonna see it as an obstacle, right? Because it's a very large obstacle that you need to overcome. Mm-hmm. You are saying to remove this mountain, and this mountain shall, and if you have faith, this mountain shall be moved. Abraham sent the servant with a task, and this servant didn't want to fail his task for Abraham. He wanted to, for myself, I see he truly wanted to find Abraham's son a wife.
Right.
You understand? So he had all good intentions. He went on this task without any malice in his heart for his master. His master said to swear to me to the God of heaven and earth. He said, you can't get away from this. You understand? Even though we all know it's just one God who controls it all. But I want you to swear by all my power that this is what you're going to do for me. Right? Now, it came to pass what he said and he asked for. So if we have enough faith, you don't think we could do the same? And this man here wasn't even an Israelite. He wasn't of the seed of Abraham. So if he can do so, we can also do this as well. But we also need to do what we were saying in the beginning. We have to fast. We have to pray. We have to keep reading. We have to have faith in the Most High, follow his words, follow his commandments. All these things, they have to come into play in order for stuff like this to happen for us.
That's right.
So anyway, I think I just moved in the spirit today. Slug.
Nah, you good. You good, because you know what? I back in and you ended up tying it back in. Because I was gonna say, remember I started the lesson out by asking, how do you seek the Lord?
Mm-hmm.
What do you do to seek the Lord? And we see here a man, like you just said, that's not even an Israelite, who knows how to seek the Lord. And not only did he seek him because he knows Abraham, undoubtedly Abraham taught him some stuff, right? But because he knows how to do it, he was able to get that prayer answered in order for Isaac to find his wife.
Right.
So if we follow that blueprint, then the Most High can change some stuff for us too. I was gonna say all of the same stuff you just said. So all praise.
All praise to the Most High.
All right.
Verse 48, and I bowed down my head and worshiped the Lord and blessed the Lord God of my master Abraham, which had led me in the right way to take my master's brother's daughter unto his son. And now, if ye will deal kindly and truly with my master, tell me, and if not, tell me that I may turn to the right hand or to the left. Then Laban and Bethuel answered and said, the thing proceedeth from the Lord. We cannot speak unto thee bad or good. Behold, Rebekah is before thee. Take her and go, and let her be thy master's son's wife, as the Lord have spoken.
Hold up. Are these people of the chosen bloodline? I'm gonna keep doing this, bro. We're gonna do this all night. Are these people of the chosen bloodline? Once again, but even they know,
right?
If the Most High said it, damn it, let it be.
That's right.
Right. But you got people who will slander Abraham's name and say that Abraham and his household was idolaters.
Right.
You have people who will teach that. They will say that Abraham and his household were idolaters. I want to say the Quran says something like that, but I'm not going to say it because I don't have a precept right now. But I think I've seen something crazy like that.
Them Ishmaelites, they be saying that Mecca is a house that him and Ishmael made.
They wildin'. So anyway, we're gonna keep
They
going.
wildin'. Crazy.
But look, I want to highlight this real fast. Throughout this chapter, I went and highlighted it. At least 3 separate times, 4 separate times, the servant makes a clear distinction that the Most High belongs to Abraham, just like Benjamin was pointing out.
Right.
At least 4 times. So for you to use this passage and say that the Most High loves everybody, and you come to this passage to prove it, that will be outrageous.
That's asinine.
Asinine. Everybody should highlight those verses. It's verse 27, right?
Mm-hmm.
Again in verse 35.
Yep.
Again in verse 42, and again in verse 48. And that's only the parts that stick out right now. If I go back and read it again, I'm sure I'll find more. Right? Let's keep going.
Verse 52. And it came to pass that when Abraham's servant heard their words, he worshiped the Lord, bowing himself to the earth. And the servant brought forth jewels of silver and jewels of gold and raiment, and gave them to Rebekah. He gave also to her brother and to her mother precious things. And they did eat and drink, and he and the man that were with him, and tarried all night. And they rose up in the morning, and he said, Send me away unto my master. And her brother and her mother said, Let the damsel abide with us a few days, at the least 10. After that she shall go. And he said unto them, Hinder me not, seeing the Lord have prospered my way. Send me away that I may go to my master. And they said, We will call the damsel and inquire at her mouth. And they called Rebekah and said unto her, Wilt thou go with this man? And she said, I will go. And they,
so we can't read past this. And I know Aharon watching. So I gotta teach this. Right? But this is important to see, because there's an agreement that's made. He didn't just come, snatch the woman up, have sex with her, and now she's his. You're mine. La'ah. An agreement was made. Right? And we want to highlight that because we want to uphold the sanctity of consensual sex. There are some who would teach otherwise, but we teach that consensual sex, right, will lead to marriage. We don't deal with the rape doctrine. The grape.
There's no misogyny up on this stage. I tell you that.
Yeah, come right. You know what I'm saying? It gotta be done. It gotta be done in order, man. You know what I'm saying? He came to the Father's house. He asked for permission. He told him what he was doing. He was straightforward with him, and the woman agreed to go. You see what I'm saying? So now that's not to say that there are not arranged marriages. You know what I'm saying? There are instances of arranged marriages in the scripture, but we're just showing you what the forefathers did and how they was moving. And that's how we should strive to move, because that's going to create more balance and more equity in our community.
That's right.
Right, let's keep going.
Let me get this, boys. I like this part.
Okay.
Verse 59. And they sent away Rebekah, their sister, and her nurse, and Abraham's servant and his men. And they blessed Rebekah and said unto her, Thou art our sister. Be thou the mother of thousands of millions. And let thy seed possess the gate of those which hate them.
Now, question. They don't even know what the Most High told Abraham. They don't even know the blessing that came from Abraham and went to Isaac. They don't know that. You see what I'm saying? So this how the Most High be moving, bro. Like that's what's so heavy about this. The Most High is moving through people that you would not readily say are prophets and are priests and are X, Y, and Z. He moving through. He need to move through to have the blessing and the covenant come to pass.
So you got to Mark 62 then.
Yeah,
let's mark that too.
That's right.
Right.
I love 60. That's a beautiful precept right there. You don't get a whole bunch of precepts where you get a blessing on the sister. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So we gotta mark those. All praises. Let's go ahead. 61.
Verse 61. And Rebekah arose, and her damsels, and they rode upon the camels, and followed the man. And the servant took Rebekah, and went his way. And Isaac came from the way of the well Lahairoi, or no, Lahairoi, Roi, I'll say Roi, for he dwelt in the south country. And Isaac went out to meditate in the field at the eventide. And he lifted up his eyes and saw, and behold, the camels were coming. And Rebekah lifted up her eyes, and when she saw Isaac, she lighted off the camel. For she had said unto the servant, what man is this that walk in the field to meet us? And the servant had said, it is my master. Therefore she took a veil and covered herself. Verse 66. I'm sorry, I had stopped at that point, right?
Yeah.
Because she took a veil and covered herself.
Right.
What does 1 Corinthians 11:4 say?
This book of 1 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 4. It says, every man praying or prophesying, having his head covered, dishonor.
It's verse 5. Verse 5.
Yeah.
But every woman that prayeth or prophesieth with her head uncovered, dishonoreth her head, for that is even all one as if she were shaven.
So Rebekah, she covered her head with a veil because she saw her head. This is the man that was promised, that she promised herself to. So is it been a dishonor for her to come to him with her head uncovered? Because she realized the order of things. Now I know Paul has said this is a custom, but where did this custom come from?
Right. It's a cultural custom.
Yeah, let's look at that. Our foreparents did this, so we do it. I just wanted to touch on that point because
that's a good point.
Because a lot of people like, why you can't wear a hat when you reading the scriptures, right? As a man, like why you can't wear a hat? Like I was talking to somebody, and I was bringing those scriptures, right? Because at my job, like I have to wear a hat because I have to wear safety glasses, and my safety glasses doesn't have a phone piece, so they have this rule that you have to wear a hat if you do that, right? So I was talking some scriptures, and when I realized, I whipped it off, right? And the person I'm talking to, they also were wearing a hat. I'm telling them like, well, the scriptures say that we must remove the covering from our head if we prophesy, right? Now we're having a whole scriptural conversation now, right? And I'm saying that to him, but it didn't click. So in a sense, that's a litmus test. That's a tell if that person that you're speaking to is spiritual or not. You understand? Because their spirit would know that this here is the right thing to do. Because remember, the law was not given to a righteous for the righteous, right? But for the unrighteous, they needed something to understand. Okay, don't do this, don't do that. But a righteous man, the Lord, he literally does the things that are contained in the law almost naturally, right? These are the things that are inherited from him to want to do. That's another lesson in itself. So I'm I'm gonna try to touch on that. We almost halfway through this.
Yeah. Come on.
I'm gonna go to verse 66.
Mm-hmm.
And the servant told Isaac all the things that he had done. And Isaac brought her into his mother Sarah's tent and took Rebekah, and she became his wife. And he loved her. And Isaac was comforted after his mother's death.
God. Right. So that's the story of how Isaac got his wife, in case y'all weren't familiar with that. Now, we're going to keep rolling because we got a lot to read and we have to get through this chapter. And we're going to deliver on that promise that we said we was going to teach. We gotta get into identifying Esau. Mm-hmm. So now we're about to read that story, right?
Right.
Oh, you got it.
This book of Genesis, chapter 25 and verse 1. Then again, Abraham took a wife, and her name was Keturah, and she bare him Zimran and Jokshan and Medan and Midian and Ishbak and Shua. And Jokshan begot Shabah and Dedan, and the sons of Dedan were Asherim and Letushim and Leuimim. And the sons of Midian, Ephah and Epher and Hanak and Abadah and Eldaah. All these were the children of Keturah. And Abraham gave all that he had unto Isaac, but unto the sons of the concubines which Abraham had, Abraham gave gifts and sent them away from Isaac, his son, while he yet lived, eastward unto the east country.
Hey, give me Deuteronomy 7 and 6. So Abraham kept his son separate, right? He kept his son separate. This is the point of that whole passage right there. He had all these other children and grandchildren, but he gave everything he had to Isaac.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Go ahead and read that.
Okay, it's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God have chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Now, that's not to say that the other people didn't get crumbs, right? Because Abraham, it says, but unto the sons of the concubines, which Abraham had, Abraham gave gifts. So, because we know 1 Timothy chapter 5 and verse 8 says that a man must take care of his own.
Right.
So, Abraham took care of his household. He fulfilled that commandment. But at the same time, he separated the son that the Most High had most pleasure in.
That's right.
Right? Let's keep going.
Okay. Verse 7.
Yep.
And these are the days of the years of Abraham's life, which he lived 160 years. So what is that? Is that 175?
315. Yep. Come on.
Then Abraham gave up the ghost and died in a good old age, an old man and full of years, and was gathered to his people, and his sons Isaac and Ishmael buried him in the cave of Machpelah in the field of Ephron, the son of Zohar the Hittite, which is before Mamre.
Right, and we read earlier in the Torah that that's where Sarah was buried. Right, come on.
The field which Abraham purchased of the sons of Heth, there was Abraham buried, and Sarah his wife. And it came to pass after the death of Abraham that Yahweh blessed his son Isaac, and Isaac dwelt by the well Lahiroi, Salakia. Now these are the generations of Ishmael, Abraham's son, whom Hagar the Egyptian, Sarah's handmaid, bare unto Abraham. And these are the names of the sons of Ishmael by their names according to their generations. The firstborn of Ishmael, Nebajoth, and Kedar, and Adbeel, and Mibsam. Ipsam, and Mishma, and Dumai, and Massa, and Hadar, and Timai, and Jator, and Naphish, and Kedemah. These are the sons of Ishmael, and these are their names by their towns and by their castles, 12 princes according to their nations. And these are the years of the life of Ishmael, 137 years. And he gave up the ghost and died, and was gathered unto his people. And they dwelt from Havilah unto Shur, that is before Egypt, as thou goest toward Assyria. And he died in the presence of all his brethren. And these are the generations of Isaac, Abraham's son. Abraham begot Isaac, and Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah to wife, the daughter of Bethuel, the Syrian of Padaram,
Yep.
the sister of Laban, the Syrian. And Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife because she was barren. And the Lord was entreated of him, and Rebekah, his wife, conceived.
All right, stop real quick.
Uh,
Let me get a precept because it says that Isaac was 40 years old. He took Rebekah to wife, the daughter of Bethuel, the Syrian of Padan Aram. Right? So when we go into Exodus 22, Salakia, hold on. I don't even know why I got that written there. That's not the precept I want. Hold on.
The part where he entreated?
Nah. Hold on. I'm gonna show you real quick. If I can't find it real fast, we're just gonna keep rolling. And I'll come back to it when I find it.
What's the point you're trying to hammer down on? I don't know.
Okay, give me Deuteronomy 26 and 5.
All right.
Yeah.
Is the book said 26 and 5?
Yep.
God. It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 26, verse 5. And thou shalt speak and say before Yahweh thy power, a Syrian ready to perish was my father. And he went down into Egypt and sojourned there with a few, and became there a nation, great, mighty, and populous.
So why is it say here, a Syrian ready to perish was my father? Because his people would have been considered Syrian, right? They were from Mesopotamia. And we read that here. It says, and Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah to wife, the daughter of Bethuel, the Syrian, right? And we know that this is Abraham's kinfolk. So that's the reason why that word Syrian is in the text later. I just wanted to highlight that for anybody who hadn't seen that before, right? So make sure you mark that. All right, we can keep going.
Okay, verse 22. And the children struggled together within her, and she said, if it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of the Lord. And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. And the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger.
All right, give me Galatians 5 and 17. Somebody else get Romans 9.
Romans 9.
Get Galatians first.
All right, it's the book of Galatians, chapter 5, verse 17. For the flesh lusted against the spirit, and the spirit against the flesh. And these are contrary to one another, Slack it. These are contrary the one to the other, so that ye cannot do the things that ye would.
Mm. You see that? So this is why they fought in the womb. Even in the womb, the spirit was fighting against the flesh. And we know that when Esau came out, he was overconsumed with the flesh, right? He was a man given to being out in the field, right? He was a rough man, and Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents.
Mm-hmm.
So when we see these things and we start watching them throughout the course of history, we see Jacob is more focused on the spiritual things. Esau trying to take over the earth,
Right.
right? Even today. So this is one of the marking identifiers of the nation of Edom, is that they're going to be overly consumed with the flesh. They're going to be overly indulgent on the flesh, and they're going to push that spirit to the whole earth. But Jacob's job is to push the spirit and influence the earth through the spirit.
Listen, slack y'all. I want to add to that. So, today, I was speaking to a coworker, right? He said he wanted to go to school. He wanted to go to taxidermy school, right? I'm like, oh, that's left field, but okay, because he said, he want to make some money doing that, and he was excited about doing stuff like that. So now if no one knows what taxidermy is, it's those people who make those stuffed animals and stuff, like actually like live animals. Like you kill an animal, you remove its carcass, you remove its bones, and you replace it with some other skeleton or whatever, and it looks like it's still alive, right? I'm like, why you want to do that? Like it's just weird to me. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
I don't
Why you want to straight up?
like you touching a dead carcass, and the first thing he showed me was a squirrel that he did. Yeah, like no, I don't want to. I don't have any desire to touch a
Hey,
dead.
yo, I be doing that to Esau too, man. When they be at work and they be talking about their dogs and stuff, man, I just walk away. They love that.
He trapped me in the office. I couldn't really walk away because we were having a conversation about something else, and then he brought that up. So like
put it in there, yeah.
Yeah, so they secretly do that stuff, but then it gravitated towards hunting, right?
Oh,
I'm like, I mean, even though I said to him, I was like, for me, I ain't going hunting unless this is my little joke, right? I wouldn't go. I don't go. I say I wouldn't go. Not hunting. I wouldn't go hiking, right, in the woods or anything like that with nobody unless I got the Holy Trinity. That's my Glock, the shotty, and the rifle. I need all of them because I know what I put in corner. You know what I mean? So I'm telling you, I ain't trying to be out there. I'm a plain man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You give me my bed, phone, a book, I good. I need to do nothing exciting. Freak that.
Right, straight up.
Them
boys go out there. Hey, look, they go out there with nothing and build a whole house.
I just want to see if I can survive.
Yeah, just see if they can survive. Go out there with no coat, nothing. You know what I'm saying? Just their little rainbow flip flops and some.
I'm a double down on this. I'm a double down. So my work gives us a steak dinner today. They gave us a steak dinner. I went out there and said, "Hey, I want mine well done." Right? Even if you do it to the medium well side, I cool with that. I could always warm that up a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? But like, because they did it as a batch, right? I said, "Man, cook mine a little longer." They ain't listen. They brought my stuff in there rare, right? But one of my coworkers, he don't like it. Not rare, but medium or whatever. He don't like it as well done. He said, "Man, I cut into it. I saw it was well done. You want this?" I said, "Yeah, let's switch." We switched it out. The other guy, he was like, oh, to be honest, I really don't even like mine cooked. What? You basically want the cow still moving. That's what you want. You basically bite into a cow. That's what you're saying to me. That whole thing is wild. Like that's what Esau himself is a wild man. He everything that fulfill his flesh, he loves blood. You know what I'm saying?
God.
I move away from that. I was like, so my well done steak is like a cremation for you then. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna digress,
Yeah, they don't think it got no flavor in it when it's well done.
bro.
All right, let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's hit that
Romans 9.
Romans chapter 9. Start at 12.
Oh, 12. Fine. This is the book of Romans chapter 9 and verse 12.
Oh, Salakia, my fault. Start at 9. I'm tripping. Start at 9.
Yay. I'm glad you said that.
Yep.
The book of Romans chapter 9 and verse 9. For this is the word of promise, at this time will I come, and Sarah shall have a son. And not only this, but when Rebekah also had conceived by one, even by our father Isaac, for the children being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil, that the purpose of Yahweh according to election might stand, not of works, but of him that calleth.
Now, so what we're reading now is basically a commentary, right? Paul is writing a commentary on the Torah, and he's telling you how he sees the Torah. Paul is a doctor of the law, and he's telling you how he views this passage, right? So he starts with Sarah and jumps to Rebekah and says, when Rebekah conceived, then he goes into verse 11, for the children not being born yet, neither having done any good or evil. So neither one of them had done anything to earn what the Most High was about to give them. But the Most High had already chosen that the older would serve the younger.
That's right.
Right? And this is not because they did any good or evil. It's only because the Most High just chose them that way. That's right. So going back to Boaz's point earlier, to say that Jacob swindled his way into the heritage or into the covenant, that don't even make no sense, because the Most High set this up even before they was born.
That's right.
You're probably reading up the NLT, right? Where they remove verses and stuff of the Bible. So that's why they be thinking that, I see.
Nah, right. But it comes from a lack of understanding and not knowing precepts. Because had they just linked these precepts together, they would see that.
Man,
right?
Like the Most High wouldn't deal with Jacob on that level. Suck, you was supposed to say something?
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I wouldn't. Then I was about to be like, I'm gonna keep reading because we're gonna see in the chapter itself.
Yeah, it's gonna come out in 25.
Keep going.
Yep. Go ahead.
Verse 24. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb, and the first came out red all over like an hairy garment, and they called his name Esau.
Come on.
And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was 80 years old when she bare them.
All right, let me hit this real quick. So they've been married for 20 years, because we just read earlier that when he took Rebekah, he was
40.
He was 40 years old, and now he's 80 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So this is they've been married for 20 years before Jacob and Esau was born. That's something to think about. Right? Now, check this out. Let me get some precepts. We're gonna run some precepts real quick. So let's get Amos 9 and 11. Somebody get Jeremiah 31 and 11. And I'm gonna grab 2nd Ezra 6.
I got Jeremiah.
So we gotta break this down. First of all, you got two manners of people, and you got two nations. So not only are they twins, so they're biologically the same. This is a heavy point. I don't want y'all be bringing this out of camp, especially when we go into 2nd Ezra, when we go into 2nd Ezra, right? But when we start looking at 2nd Ezra chapter 6, all the way down, like, yo, you can't get away from this. They are biologically the same, but the Most High chose who he chose. It had nothing to do with the biology of it. So when y'all keep saying, yo, man, we all humans, we all come from Adam, that has no consequence when it comes to the Bible, right? Now, read that Amos 9 and 11 real quick.
This is the book of Amos, chapter 9, verse 11. In that day will I raise up the tabernacle of Jacob that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof, and I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old,
Come on.
that they may possess the remnant of Edom, that they may possess the remnant of Edom, and of all the heathen which are called by my name, said Yahweh, that doeth this.
So in the last days, in final and end time prophecy, you still see the separation between Jacob and Esau. So we can see it at the beginning of their story, and we see it in the end time prophecy that they will always be a separate nation. Right? So there's none of this. Some of the Edomites are good and they're gonna be blended into the kingdom and they spiritual Israelites. No, right? Because that verse right there just disowned that. Now let's get Jeremiah 31. 11.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 31 and verse 11. For the Lord hath redeemed Jacob and ransomed him from the hand of him that was stronger than he.
Now, this is the Most High redeeming Jacob from the hand of them who are stronger than him. And this is a prophecy that can really be applied in multiple instances. When we was in Egypt, the Egyptians were stronger than us as a nation, right? But the Most High came and redeemed us with a strong hand, right? When we were in Babylon, the Most High redeemed us from the nation that was stronger than us at that point in time. Same thing in Persia, all throughout the Bible until we get to Esau and Esau's kingdom. Esau's been blessed with the sword. Nobody can touch Esau's sword these days, right? If Esau want to drop bombs, you can't do nothing about it.
Right.
But if the Most High got his hand on you, then you got it. You know what I'm saying? And that's what's going on with Israel. That's the only reason we still around. Because they tried to wipe us out with slave trade.
Right.
With slavery and the slave trade, they tried to wipe us all the way out so that the name of Jacob would be no more in remembrance. But they failed, right? So, all right, let's keep going. So we still seeing that separation because now it's saying that the Most High is going to redeem Israel, right, from the hand of him that's stronger than him. Keep reading.
And verse 27. And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field, and Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents.
Well, hold on, my fault. So before you go back there, so back at verse 26, actually. So what does it mean when it says that after this, his brother came out, his hand took hold on Esau's heel, right? So his hand took hold on Esau's heel is a spiritual similitude. Let me get Job 11 and 6. We got to break this down a little bit. Because we was kind of flying through it because we spent a lot of time on other stuff, but we got to hit this for the people that's going to watch this and try to get these precepts.
This is the book of Job, chapter 11, verse 6. And that he would shew the secrets of wisdom, that they are double to that which is.
So everything that happens in these scriptures, especially with prophecy, is double to that which is, right? So we got to be able to look at it multiple ways, but still keep it in the proper context so that we're not misusing it. So let me get 2 Ezra chapter 6 and 8. So spiritually, physically speaking, Esau came out first. Esau had his time first, and Jacob was holding his heel when he came out. So right at the end.
Still the other one?
Can y'all hear me?
Hear you now.
All right, I'll say that one more time.
So right at the end.
Yeah, right at the end of Esau's kingdom, that's when Jacob's kingdom will begin. Right? So go ahead and read that.
This is the book of 2 Ezra chapter 6 and verse 8. And when he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth.
You see that? That's word for word what 2 Ezra is teaching us. Right? Now read verse 9 as well. Or read verse
10.
Verse 10 as well.
God. The hand of man is betwixt the hill, and the hand, it's like it. Read it again. The hand of man is betwixt the hill and the hand. Other question, Ezra asked thou not.
So the angel is basically at the end of that just saying, don't ask no more questions. But the angel broke this down. He broke down the similitude of what it means that Jacob was born, or Esau was born first, and Jacob came out holding his heel. All right, so that's not a reach. We got a breakdown for that. We got a precept. All right, let me get another one. Let's get Hosea 12:3, and then we can move on. Start at 2.
This is the book of Hosea, chapter 12, verse. All right, book sticking. Here. This is the book of Hosea, chapter 12, verse 3.
No, verse 2. Start at 2.
It's not here, verse 2. Yahweh had also a controversy with Judah, and will punish Jacob according to his ways. According to his doings will he recompense him. He took his brother by the heel in the womb, and by his strength he had power with God.
Come on.
Yea, he had power over the angel and prevailed. He wept and made supplication unto him. He found him in Bethel, and there he spake with us. Even Yahweh, power of hosts. Yahweh is his memorial.
So the fact that Jacob took Esau by the heel right here is being shown as a symbol of power, right? Jacob has power with the spiritual things. He has the ability to take hold on things spiritually, right? He wrestled with an angel and prevailed. And even the Lord is looking on him, right? And it says, and by his strength, he had power with God. He had power over the angel and prevailed. He wept and made supplication unto him and found him in Bethel, and there he spake with us, right? So this is a beautiful thing. Like, bro, when you read this story, all these prophets keep coming back to this story because it's a deep spiritual concept. But once again, that shows you how that Job 11:6 plays out, right? Because we can read it on the physical level, but we can also see all the breakdowns that come throughout the scripture. So you can't say that Hosea got a different interpretation than Ezra.
Right.
They both got the same correct breakdown, but they seeing it in the spirit a certain type of way. So all praises. We're gonna keep going.
Verse 27. And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field, and Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents.
Come on.
And Isaac loved Esau because he did eat of his venison, but Rebekah loved Jacob. And Jacob sod pottage, and Esau came from the field, and he was faint. And Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom. And Jacob said, sell me this day thy birthright.
So Jacob, spiritually, we just read all the breakdown. Jacob already in the spirit trying to take hold of the spiritual thing. He don't even know what the Most High, he don't know all the stuff the Most High already had set up. But in the spirit, he already like, yo, what's up with that birthright, man? Right? And watch what Esau said.
Okay. And Esau said, behold, I am at the point to die, and what profit shall this birthright do to me?
Come on.
Slakia. I just want to know.
Yeah.
A raise of hands if they in the chat. Where's the trick in this? Does anybody see a trick that Jacob presented? Because it was cut and dry to say, sell me this day your birthright. And he could have been like, absolutely not. What do you mean, bro?
Yeah.
I'll say this. I don't see. I mean, I see something with a T, but it ain't a trick. It look like a transaction to me.
Nah, straight up.
God,
That's a transaction.
God.
What? Hey, chat. Let me ask this question to the chat. What does Jacob's name mean?
Kind of let them.
Let me see who's still rocking with us right now.
Hey, drop that in the chat. I'm gonna continue reading, but go ahead and drop that in the chat if y'all know what it means.
Yeah,
Verse 33. And Jacob said, "Swear to me this day," and he sware unto him, and he sold his birthright unto Jacob. Then Jacob gave Esau bread and pottage of lentils, and he did eat and drink, and rose up and went his way. Thus Esau despised his birthright. Come on, man.
See that? So the Most High counted that as despising his birthright. So, but once again, we read the interpretations thereof. Jacob is a spiritual man, and he takes hold of the spiritual things. He saw opportunity, he took it. And it played right along with what the Most High had set up for him. Right? So what we got to do is we got to make sure we move with that spirit, man. If we have an opportunity to take hold of the spiritual things, we need to be doing that, bro. Like, we need to be seeking the Lord whenever we can. If you can steal 5 minutes while you at work and just peel away and say a prayer, do that. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like that's the spirit of what Jacob was moving in.
So I see right now in the chat, you got Yaquah of Israel. He has supplant and kind. Jacob's name means to supplant. Yeah, I don't want to be on mine. I just want to share my screen real quick. I just want to show this definition, right? 1 second. All right. So right here we got the definition supplant, right? Other forms: supplanted, supplanting, supplants. Right? So even in an example, right? It shows Kate was out sick for a whole month, and when she came back to school, Jessie had supplanted her as the funny girl at the lunch table. Supplant means to take the place of. So took Esau out of the position of where he was at to now bring himself to that position again. Right? So the same thing that you were bringing out, right? The fact that Jacob took Esau's heel, took a hold of Esau's heel, because it was already destined for Jacob to supplant Esau. When Esau's world ends, Jacob's world will supplant Esau's. Right? And that's the kingdom. That's our kingdom right there. That's what Isaiah 14:1 on down was talking about. You understand? So we're like we are Yashar Allah. We are the supplanted. I mean, his name was changed to Yashar Allah, but we came from the man who was called the supplanter, basically. Right? So, and we are who our Father is. So, and we are to replace.
Hey, that's right. And that goes into Daniel too. Because Daniel, they had all them kingdoms, right? All them kingdoms that was in the statue of Nebuchadnezzar. And then the stone that was cut out of the mountain came down and destroyed the statue. And the Most High created a kingdom out of that.
All praises. I actually just read that a couple days ago. That's crazy.
Yeah, that leads right into our Daniel 7:18. So we're going to stop with that precept. But before we done, we got to identify Esau real quick. So I want to hit y'all with this. So why do we teach that Esau is the so-called white man? Right? Let's get you a couple of prophecies real fast so that we can hit this. Malachi 1:4, Obadiah 1:3. Let's start there.
You want Job?
Yeah, I'm gonna run through them.
All right, that's bad.
We're gonna run through them. Just pull them as fast as you can, cause we gotta get through them.
Oh, that's bad.
Right, I got Malachi 1:4 right here. This is the book of Malachi, chapter 1 and verse 4. Whereas Edom say, if we are impoverished, we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts. They shall build, but I will throw down. They will, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord have indignation forever. Whoever the children of Edom are today, they have to be the border of wickedness. They have to be doing stuff so wicked that nobody else on earth would even think to do it. And if that's not what you're seeing here in America today, you're not seeing it nowhere. We got grown-ass white men saying that they're a 14-year-old girl, hairy legs and everything, man. Right? We got all types of wickedness that they're promoting throughout the earth. And not only are they promoting it, but they're being successful in their promotion. You got the nation of Israel got the biggest gay parade every year. And a lot of white people journey over there just to partake in that wickedness. So this is a strong thesis statement. If you're going to say that any nation is the children of Israel, you have to demonstrate how they promote more wickedness than the so-called white man.
Right.
That's strike number one.
Strike one.
All right, Con, let's keep going.
This is the book of Obadiah, verse 3. The pride of thine heart have deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground?
Now, it's two ways to look at this. We know that the ancestors of the Edomites actually dwelled in rocks. We also know that the ancient Idumeans, if you go over to Jordan today, they have a place called Petra Rock, right? Petra is literally made out of rocks, and the people dwelt in the rocks, and those are the Edomites. Then we know that their time in the Caucasus Mountains, their ancestors dwelled in the rocks again. These are people who are built, their DNA is built to withstand cold temperatures and in those types of climates, right? So that's the reason, that's another high identifying marker. But then you also have the prideful spirit, the haughty spirit. They feel like nobody can bring them down. So America is sitting on a high horse right now. Russia is sitting on a high horse right now. Great Britain is sitting on a high horse right now. They don't feel like nobody can touch them because they're all Edomite nations. I'm going to pull something up. Y'all say something about that real quick. I got to pull something up real fast.
Right. Yeah, but if you look at the world, right? Look at the ones who boast, right? Look at the ones that are causing all the calamities around the earth. The earth is in mourning, right? Scripture says that the earth will be in mourning when the wicked are in rulership, but the earth rejoices when the righteous are in rulership. Right. So, you can see right now all the wars, all the famines, all the evilness just multiplying on earth. And look at the perpetrator of these things, right? So, and when you look at the perpetrator of these, it is the so-called white man. That shows you that it's evident that Esau is the so-called white man, because Jacob had blessed Esau, and he gave him the dew of heaven. I believe that's how the scripture said, right? To whereas he can rule with the sword.
God.
You understand? And who's causing all these wars, right? The sword, you got, instead of a sword, you got a gun. The gun is the sword, is Esau's sword now. You know what I mean? Intercontinental ballistic missiles is Esau's sword now. You understand? The tanks, the fighter jets, these are Esau's swords. But you had news that came out that they saw all these unidentified objects flying around and stuff, and Esau's systems can't even keep up with it. You understand? I watched a clip. They were saying like these things move so fast, right? And literally said that the spacecraft was moving so fast, and it made like right angle turns, like, you know what I mean, on a dime, going faster than Mach 10. For the fastest fighter jet to do such a thing, to make, say, a right turn or a left turn, they would literally have to, that turn would take them half of the state of Ohio to even make. That's crazy. Ohio across is about 400 and something miles. So it takes them 200 and something miles to even make a right or left turn going at Mach 9. But, you know, those unidentified objects can just zip around faster than Mach 10, making those turns on a dime. Yo, I'm just saying, Esau's compared to the Most High, Esau is outplayed. You understand? Because when our power comes back and he gives us that strength to overcome our enemies, it's going to be a glorious day.
It's over with. Slack it. Can you speak on the embassies?
I don't have much knowledge about the embassies right now.
As far as like the embassies throughout the, because I was going to ask, like, don't they have like,
embassies in almost every country. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And who's in power of that?
Esau, white man.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
I know
military bases in every country.
I know. I could say in my country.
Hey,
like,
somebody pull that link up. I'll put it in the officer's chat real quick, if you don't mind.
Let's see what we got here.
Oh, boss, you're gonna have to get that.
Yeah, you know, I'm quick with the snap. I gotta give me a hot second to copy the link over. Hey, can I grab this precept, Adawan?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, grab that Job 9:24, King.
This is the book of Job, chapter 9, verse 24, and it reads, The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?
Right? It says the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. We talk about this all the time when we go into Deuteronomy and the curses. We like, you know, when you gotta get groceries, where you gotta go to get them from? Kroger's, Walmart. Who own it? Esau. You know what I'm saying? You got to go get your ID so you can have a driver's license so you can drive. Who own the bureau?
Esau.
You know what I'm saying? You got to go down to court. Who's running the court systems and everything like that? When you got to deal with anything on that behalf, Esau.
Well, see, brother, that's because you in America, brother. You go to Africa, Esau ain't running stuff over there, brother.
But then you got the embassies all around. What are you talking about?
And look, if Esau set up a damn embargo, right? Or they remember how they did Cuba, right? They had a blockade. They was like, yo, if you they had economic sanctions on Cuba for over 50 years. So the thing is this: if America don't have to be on your soil to be in control of what you're doing. They have literally, like, when you go to Cuba, they have old cars there from like the 50s and the 60s, right? Because they had economic sanctions there for so long that those people couldn't even import anything else. So that's literally like, if the earth ain't giving into the hand of the wicked, man, it ain't giving in nobody's hand. Right. All right, so do you have that ready? All right, let's see. So this is what I want to show y'all real fast. We can show you the children of Queen Victoria. Now, this was brought out because I watched this movie called The King's Man. Y'all gotta go watch that. Excellent movie. But it shows how Esau and their bloodline spread out and took over all the European nations. All of these people are related. Scroll down real quick and click on that very first link.
This one, born Queen Victoria.
Yeah. Right. Let's scroll down. So, Queen Victoria, 1840 to 1901. Yeah, you can decline it. It don't matter. All right, let's go down. Look at this. So first of all, these are the children of Queen Victoria. So you got Albert Edward, Prince of Wales, right? That's one person. Go down. Princess Alice. That's another person. Keep going. You're going to start seeing these people are in different countries as well. Princess Helena. Keep going. It's going to be a better site. Matter of fact, just go back because this will be stupid. Okay. Keep going.
Keep going.
It's lagging a little bit for me. Yeah, go down okay. Just a little bit.
All right, so we at Luis.
Yeah, so look at Alfred, the Duke. Remember when we was reading about Esau, what did Esau call his people? He called them dukes, right? So go down. Yep, right there. Boom. Duke of Cottonot, whatever the hell that is, right? Keep going.
Prince Leopold.
Leopold, Beatrice. Now, if you go back to Google, go back to the Google search, because actually it's going to be one graphic that shows everything. And then go to images if you don't mind. Just click on images. It'll come up easier that way. All right. The one, scroll.
Something like a tree.
What you say? Yeah, it's going to be like a family tree. Matter of fact, type in family tree. I have it saved, but my computer ain't working on it, man.
It's there. It's there. Stay on there. Just scroll all the way down. It's there.
Scroll down?
Yes, scroll down some more.
All right.
Right there, to the left.
There you go, to the left, right there.
This right here?
Yeah. Click on that. Yeah, hopefully they tell us the countries, but okay, zoom in as much as you can.
All right.
We need y'all to see this. Identifying Esau, like we said. Now, when we look at these people, it's going to also tell you the countries that they ruled. The countries that they ruled. Edward VII, United Kingdom. Alexandra, Princess of Denmark. Frederick III, Germany. You see how they spread out and took over all of those so-called European nations? Mm-hmm. Does it say Sophia is the Queen of Greece? Does it say Margaret is the Queen of Ireland? Do it say Henry was the Prince of Prussia? Right? This is all from one Edomite bloodline, y'all. So when we trying to tell you that the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, not only are we telling you something that can be validated, you can go Google each one of these people separately. And they use the terms Duke and Duchess for their leadership, just as the Edomites did in the Bible. So there ain't no way around this, man. We ain't really even got to stay on this too long. But look at it. Now, the reason I found out about this, so I was watching the movie The Kingsman, and I'm telling you, go watch that. That movie takes place right before World War I or World War II. I can't remember which one it is. It's got to be World War I. And this lady was in a movie, and her grandchildren grew up to become the leaders of opposite countries that started the World War. So when we start talking about the war industrial complex, right, or the military industrial complex, whatever you want to call it, when we start talking about that and the people who benefit and the Rothschilds and all these people, and we go dig into the bloodlines, you're going to see that all those people are connected to the Edomites. Mm-hmm. So, Khan, I'm going to rest my case on that right there. Job 9:24 all day. Can't get away from that. We got a couple more we can hit. Let's fly through them. Let's get Joel 3:6.
Okay. This book of Joel, chapter 3 and verse 6. The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Grecians, that ye might remove them far from their border.
So this verse right here, we use it. We use this verse as a reference to the slave trade. To be honest with you, this verse is probably misquoted most of the time. Right? So let's pull it up. Joel, I'm pulling up in my Bible, so like Joel 3 and 6. So when we look at Joel, and I'm gonna tell you what time period the book of Joel was written. All right, Joel was written from captivity under Ezra, right? Under Ezra. This is before the Greeks. This is before the time period of the Greeks, right? Because we know the Greeks took over during, after the reign of Alexander the Great, which is approximately third to the second to third century BC, something like that. So, and then the Grecian period started and Hellenization and all that type of stuff, right? So this is after the Persian captivity, after the children of Israel went back to build the second temple. So we know that the timeline isn't the same. When we read Joel 3 and 6, it's speaking in past tense. So whoever they're speaking of already did what they did, right? So this passage really can't be speaking about the Edomites, but we use it because, once again, prophecy can be twofold, and we use this to show that we were sold to the Grecians.
So like,
all right, go ahead.
God, this is what I got put up on the blue letter as far as Grecian in 3 and 6. The translation is Yivani, I think it is.
Javan.
Yeah, Javan, and that's who it says. A Javanite or descendant of Javan.
Right, and Javan comes from Japheth.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so and that's talking about the Isles, what some people would call the Isles of the Gentiles. So those white people that live up in the Caspian Sea, like the Vikings and the damn Gauls and all them type of people. Mm-hmm. Right. So let's keep going. Let me get one more. I got at least one more. If y'all got another one, you can pull it.
I got one.
All right, Khan. I got Zechariah 9 and 13.
Oh. Zechariah 9. All right, this is the book of Zechariah, chapter 9 and verse 13. When I have bent Judah for me, filled the bow with Ephraim, and raised up thy sons, O Zion, against thy sons, O Greece, and made thee as the sword of a mighty man.
Okay, same thing, same time period, right? So this, I would be interested to see who this Greece is as well, but this is the same time period. But basically, this is the Most High saying, yo, when I raise up the children of Judah and the children of Ephraim, and we know that the northern and the southern kingdom never came back together until after the period of the Grecians, right? Even today, the children of Ephraim and the children of Judah never came back together and stood up together to fight against the so-called Grecians. So we know this got to be an end-time prophecy. So that's how I know that this can be properly applied to what we're talking about, right? For anybody who would like to scoff on that point. All right, but go ahead.
I was looking at it. It's showing Javan again.
There you go. See why? And once again, because those were the people who would have lived in that region during the time this was written, because white people wouldn't have been there yet.
There it is.
Javan. Now, a good argument for that is that the Japhethites, the people who came from Japheth, the children of Javan and Tubal and Meshach, all of those people probably lived in that area. But we know that once the Edomites got there and started taking over, like the Macedonians and all that type of stuff, we know that they took over that region and ran a lot of people out because they ran the Moors out, and they eventually ran the Israelites out, right? But I was doing some research on that, and I'm gonna look into that a little bit further, because some people call the Japhethite, or when they see Javan, they like to be like the Isles of the Gentiles, and they try to make an argument that the only Gentiles in the Bible always come from those people. And that's incorrect as well. We can show y'all that. But that'll be for another class.
Okay. So precept I got is in Ezekiel 35:5. It says, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time of their iniquity had an end. We can look at that today, like, you know what I'm saying? What people do we know who has hatred towards, you know what I'm saying, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you know, who kill them by force with the sword, you know what I'm saying? We ain't talking about, you know, the ones they used back then, because nowadays, you know what I'm saying, we know the sword is the gun. And the first opportunity when somebody calls police officers, what happened when they first shoot the door? When it's a person of melanated color or something like that, and they shoot through the door, what's the first thing they do? They shoot, and then say, "Put the weapon down, get on the ground, put your head." Like, bro, you just shot. I'm dying. The blood's going on my body, and you want me to listen to you and do what you're telling me to do when I'm over here like I'm in shock. I don't know what's going on.
Right.
I wasn't ready for this, you know. There was something that I seen. They said a police officer jumped on the hood of a car and started shooting in the front windshield. And when they're questioning him, asking him about it, do you know what this Edomite said?
He feared for his life.
What do you say? Hey, Shalom, Danyala. Shalom.
He feared for his life. He feared for his life, like they had a gun, but you jumped on the hood of the car.
Put yourself in danger.
Shooting into the they got a gun. I got a gun. Blah blah blah. Two guns shooting. Old Samity Sam on you, right? I'm gonna jump on the hood of the car, thinking, like, what you made of bulletproof Kevlar or something? You got a Kevlar bodysuit on. You ain't getting hit, and you just gonna start shooting in the windshield. And you feared for your life. You don't remember.
Slug it. Let me just double down what you said. After they do all of that, right? They can put handcuffs on you.
Right.
That's what I say, secure you. You just step over my spleen, my guy, but you can put handcuffs on me. yeah, that's wild. You know, my mom back home, like she always used to fear. She fears for me over here, right? Because of all the violence that happens. So even the point where she watches these YouTube channels where you have these guys talking to the police and quoting the laws of the land against them and stuff like that. But I'm like, Mom, that ain't gonna help me. If they want to kill me, they can kill me. I kid y'all not. I was pulled over before a couple years back, and I was just going to get some food for my wife. She was pregnant at the time, and I was in the line for like at least 30-40 minutes because they ran out of something, or they were cooking or whatever. So as I was leaving, a car came behind me, and I'm like, what the hell did I do? Followed me for like half a mile. I thought he didn't want to follow me anymore. So I was going about my way. He brought two more of his cronies to come behind me. They lit me up, pulled me over, and when because I took a little while to pull over because I wanted to find somewhere that was lit, right? Guns drawn. If I had breathed too hard, they would have got me.
Right.
All praise to the Most High that He delivered me out of that situation, because they was looking for a reason, because they already had a story that I was running people off the road and I was just getting something to eat. Like, just crazy, like how Esau would just manipulate the whole situation just for your own, just to put you down, just to hunt you like an animal. You know what I mean?
Because spiritually, they gotta get us out the way, man. Spiritually, they gotta get us out the way, but that's why we gotta hit them with this Daniel. Right? Let's hit them with this Daniel chapter 7.
Okay.
Right. This is the book of Daniel. So I'll get to chapter 7. And this one went right past it. Chapter 7, verse 18. But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever.
Hey, hey, listen, we got to take this kingdom, man. We got to follow in the steps of our forefather Jacob, man, who was able to grab the heel of Esau. Esau, you finished. Most High willing, we're going to get up out of here, man, and we're going to see the kingdom. Hey, shalom, y'all. We're going to catch y'all next week. We're going to be in Genesis 26 and 27. Shalom. Whoa. Khan. Shalom.
We out.
This is not a test.
Black skin, black sauce, black Jesus, black music, black skin, black sauce, black Jesus, black music, black skin, black sauce, black Jesus, black music, black skin, black sauce, black Jesus.